Hey, Dean. I'm leaving you. In fact, I've already left the house. I'll be staying at my mother's place from now on.
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden? Where's this coming from? You didn't actually leave already, did you, Andrea?
Huh. From that reaction, it seems like you didn't even notice how much I've been going through lately. You really are a failure of a husband. At least now I know I made the right decision.
What? I had no idea that you were struggling so much. I'm really sorry. I wish you'd said something to me sooner. If I thought you were having a tough time, I would have done something.
Yeah, sure. Too little, too late, Dean. I'm thinking about divorcing you, since you're such a lousy husband.
Are you serious? Divorce just like that out of the blue? What about our son? Oh, just calm down for a moment and let's talk this out, okay? Just come back home. Where are you and Caleb now?
I'm not with Caleb. I left him at home, so you take care of him.
What? You mean he's all alone right now?
Don't worry about it. He's already in first grade. He'll be fine.
Are you crazy? His mom just disappeared and left him at home all by himself? He must be terrified. What if he has an accident or something? How could you be so irresponsible?
Now that you mention it, he does tend to start crying whenever I go out grocery shopping.
Exactly. And you still left the house by yourself?
Well, if you're so worried about him, then why don't you go home and make sure he's okay?
I have an important meeting coming up. My boss will kill me if I skip out on it at the last minute. Please, just go back to the house, okay? Not for me, but for Caleb.
No way. I've already made up my mind about this. I'm not going back to the house that easily.
And you call yourself a mother? What am I supposed to do now? Is there anything I can do to convince you to come back?
Sure there is. I have conditions, though.
Okay, what are they? I'll do anything.
Let's see. I want you to raise my spending money from $1,600 a month to $3,200. And I can go out at night whenever I want, regardless of Caleb. You'll take care of Caleb on weekends while I get to do whatever I feel like. No more overtime, no more business trips. And you have to clean the shower and the toilet from now on. And cook dinner at least 4 times a week after you get back from work.
Hold on a minute, this is way too much for me to handle. You want me to do almost everything by myself? And what are you gonna do?
Whatever I want. If you do all of these things for me, that's how I'll know you really care about me. I won't accept any compromises.
But Andrea, I do really care about you, believe me.
Then you need to show it, not just say it.
As for the cooking you guys dinner, the earliest I can come home from work is 7:30 p.m. every night. What is Caleb supposed to eat before then? I can't just let him starve after coming home from school.
I already said no overtime. Were you even paying attention?
That's gonna be difficult, you know? If not impossible. I have a good salary now precisely because I do a lot of overtime. My job kind of necessitates it. If I stop doing overtime, my salary will decrease by $1,200 a month. Are you okay with that?
Of course not. I won't accept that.
I also can't double your allowance. That's too unrealistic. Once you deduct gas, bills, rent, electricity, food, transport, and so on from my salary, there's only $2,200 left a month. I think I'm already being more than generous, giving you $1,600 of that to spend on yourself. That only leaves $600 for me, you know?
Then you're going to have to change jobs and make more money, aren't you? Find somewhere with a high salary, no overtime, and no business trips.
Huh? If there was a company out there like that, I would have already quit my job and gone to work there. You're gonna have to be realistic about this, Andrea. What you're saying is just impossible.
Excuses, excuses. Are you sure you don't have a low salary because you're just useless?
Now that is going too far, don't you think?
Look, do you want us to get divorced or not?
Of course I don't want that.
Then you need to prove to me that you really care about me.
I do care about you. Don't you see how hard I'm working to give you and Caleb a good life? And besides that, I do the dishes every night. I take the trash out in the morning. I take Caleb out on the weekends to give you a break. I'm doing the best for you.
Well, your best is not enough. I don't have enough love, money, or appreciation from you.
I let you go out drinking with your friends, don't I? I've never said anything to stop you from doing that.
Oh, how generous of you to let your wife go drinking once a month. What do you want, a trophy?
Well, how many times a month do you want to go before you'll be satisfied then?
5 times a week.
5 times a week? Are you serious? That is way too often, no matter how you think about it.
Fine then. Divorce it is.
All right. I'll do everything I can to comply with your conditions. Let me think over the conditions a bit, okay? Then I'll get back to you with my thoughts.
I already told you no compromises. Are you taking this seriously or not? You're mistaken if you think I'm going to back down on this.
Please, Andrea, there are some things that I can't just do, okay?
My conditions are absolute. I won't hear any excuses. I'm not coming home until you've proven to me that you understand my feelings and that you can take care of me properly.
Oh, don't be like this. Being stubborn is not going to solve anything here.
If you think you're going to get off the hook here, then you're very mistaken. I've already made my decision. Take it or leave it.
My name is Dean. I'm a 40-year-old office worker. One day, my wife suddenly threatened to divorce me unless I do almost all of the housework and childcare. I was just flabbergasted at her unreasonable demands. There seemed to be no end to them. I'm responsible for Andrea's frustration because I'm her husband. I've been so busy with work recently that I haven't had time to listen to what she might have to say. But I wish she hadn't run away from home so suddenly. I wish we had just had one more chance to talk before she left. Maybe that's just me being selfish. After all, I was the one who failed to notice that she wasn't happy. Maybe I deserve this. Andrea really didn't come back that night. I rushed home, but Caleb was safely asleep on the sofa. I don't mind taking him to school in the morning, but I can't leave him all alone from afternoon to 7:30 p.m. at night. My parents live far away, and I can't depend on them to help out either. So I asked my boss to let me go home early. While enduring the cold stares of my coworkers, I returned home. I stopped by a fast food joint on the way home to pick up dinner for me and Caleb. Somehow, 5 days passed like this. Then, one day, I got a text from my wife in a fit of rage. The result of that text led to something unbelievable.
Why haven't you contacted me yet? You said you would think about my conditions.
I'm sorry. I just have had my hands full with day-to-day life.
I've been going through the same thing all this time. Do you know how hard it is now?
You were a full-time housewife though, right?
And there it is. Looking down on me just because I'm a housewife.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying that the time we have available is different.
Anyway, have you decided to accept my conditions or not?
I can't afford to give you a $3,200 allowance. And I can't let you go out drinking 5 times a week. As for taking care of Caleb on the weekends, that's okay. No business trips or overtime work? I can't do that without my salary decreasing. I don't mind cleaning the shower or the toilet. Cooking dinner 4 days a week? I'll do it if you don't mind that it's late. Then there's the matter of taking Caleb to school. That's a tough one because I don't have time for that.
Huh? Is this a joke? You've only agreed to about 3 of my conditions.
I don't have a choice. I've made the best concessions I can. You need to relax the conditions.
If you don't change jobs, I'll get you fired. I'll tell your boss that you beat me up.
What? Are you crazy? How low can you possibly sink?
If I have a few fake bruises and a medical certificate, he'll take pity and believe me. This is the advantage of being a woman.
You're a coward, aren't you? Do you really need to go to such lengths to get what you want?
Of course I do. That's why we're negotiating.
What you're threatening is illegal on so many levels.
Also, I've spray painted a bunch of sexist and racist remarks on your car to make it look like you wrote them. I even wrote some insults about myself on there. Clever, right?
That's a company car.
I know.
You're the one who's gonna get in trouble for that, okay? This is destruction of property.
What, are you going to tell your boss? If you're shameless enough to say, my wife did it, then go ahead.
Something's wrong.
What do you mean?
You're making conditions that are absolutely unfeasible, and you're playing pranks on me like a child. It's like you're trying to make me angry on purpose or something.
Huh? What are you getting at? I just want to be taken care of properly.
And why would you risk being separated from your own son to do that?
Because if I don't go to such lengths, you won't take me seriously, of course. It's hard for me to leave Caleb, too. I don't like being away from him either.
Well, then come back home.
No way. I told you I won't back down. This is a battle that I can't lose.
This isn't a game, Andrea. This is our family.
Give in to all my conditions. Unless you want to cause more damage than you already have. Call me when you're ready.
For God's sake. Of course it's impossible with those conditions you made. But I'll consider them again for a while.
Consider. You're like some politician or something. Hurry up and make up your mind already. Things are only going to get worse for you.
I'll contact you later.
You've kept me waiting too long, haven't you?
Oh, Andrea, it's been a while.
Don't you think 2 months is too long to delay this?
Has it been 2 months already?
So, are you done thinking about my conditions?
Oh, that. I almost forgot all about it.
What are you talking about? I've been waiting a long time for you to make up your mind about this. If you want me back, say yes right now.
Back? Back where?
Our house, of course.
You don't have a home anymore.
What?
I moved out about 3 weeks ago.
Moved? Moved where?
Where do you think?
Don't be so hasty. We're still married.
Well, technically on paper, yes, we're still husband and wife. But at this point, we're practically divorced, right?
Because I left?
No, it's not because of that.
Then what?
Because you're living with another man. You didn't think I knew?
But how? It doesn't make sense.
The last time we talked, I knew something was wrong. I don't know if you'd call it a hunch, but I felt uneasiness. I asked your parents where you guys are living, and they said that you never came home. I thought it was getting more and more suspicious, so I hired a private detective.
I can't believe you doubted me like that.
I'm glad I did it, because the truth came out.
I don't know what you saw, but that detective is an idiot. He ripped you off. I don't live with a man.
You don't?
I'm at a girl's house. She's a friend of mine. She's tall and keeps her hair short, so she kind of looks like a guy. So your detective has got this all wrong.
That's strange. But she's been using the men's toilets. And she's registered as a man on her family registry.
Huh? How can you, a stranger, look at his family register?
You said his.
What? Oh, damn it.
My lawyer took a look at his family register using his official authority.
Why do you need a lawyer?
Because I'm suing you and that guy.
That's not fair.
You're the one who's being unfair. Making up all those unreasonable conditions that no one would agree to. It was just a way to free up more money for yourself and to have more time to mess around with your secret lover.
You're wrong.
I don't care what the reason is. It's still an unreasonable request.
No, you see, it's not like that.
And I might have forgiven you if I just said yes and gone along with your demands, if not for one thing. You hurt Caleb.
I didn't do anything to Caleb.
You not doing anything is exactly what hurt him.
Why? What do you mean?
How would you feel if one day his mother suddenly disappeared?
I don't know. Depends on the kid, I guess.
Caleb blamed himself. He said you left because he wasn't good enough. He said he should have done more to help around the house. He cried every night after you left.
He's such a little wimp for a boy.
He's only 7 years old. He's just a little kid. But while I've been taking care of him, I realized the importance of something. It's called parental love.
Huh? I used to give him parental love too. What are you going on about?
That's not what Caleb said. He said his mom was always on her phone and wouldn't listen to him. He said that you smiled at your phone, but not at him.
That's not true.
But he enjoys being with me. We eat together, talk together, laugh together. He says he feels more relaxed now than when he's with you.
Ugh, he's so not cute.
That's why I decided to change jobs.
Will you get a raise?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? But no, it's the opposite. It's gonna be a big drop in salary.
That's not what you promised me.
What are you talking about? I don't remember making any promises to you at all.
How are you going to live?
I've decided to move back to my parents' house. I feel sorry for having to move Caleb to a different school away from all of his friends. But I'd feel safer with my parents around when the time comes.
So you're just relying on your parents in the end.
We're family? What's wrong with relying on each other?
You're just being spoiled. A real man should be independent.
I'll always be there for Caleb if he ever needs my help. I'll do whatever I can for him. My parents think the same way. That's why they accepted me.
Oh, I see. So we're divorced. Okay. So what? Who cares? I don't care.
It's not that simple. You should know that already. You know what I'm talking about? The price you have to pay for cheating?
Are you talking about alimony? Just deduct it from your share of the property.
By my share of the property, are you talking about the savings that you've been spending all this time? Because there's nothing left anymore.
Wait a minute. I didn't spend all of it.
I just checked and I have a balance of $16 left.
I used the credit card, sure, but I don't remember spending that much.
You must have used it without checking the balance. Talk about irresponsible. I am so done.
Well, whatever. What's done is done. No use dwelling on it.
Apparently, I can bill you for this one too.
Huh? That's not fair.
How much do you think you'll have to pay in total? About $15,000, including alimony?
I'm not paying that. Are you crazy?
And I can charge your lover $20,000 too.
No way. He's not paying anything either.
I knew this was coming. I'm glad I skipped the settlement. If the court rules in my favor, I can garnish his wages. I am not gonna let you get away with this. Keep that in mind.
Wait a minute. That's too much.
And as for the graffiti on the company car, they're having it repainted. I asked my boss to send you the bill.
What? It was your car?
He said he'd report it for vandalism.
I didn't vandalize anything.
And I want child support for Caleb.
What? But I'm a woman.
So what? That has nothing to do with anything. As a parent, woman or not, you have a duty to provide for your children. You have to pay it if we're getting divorced.
If only you'd agreed to all the terms, none of this would have happened.
Oh, don't be absurd. I can't take those ridiculous terms.
If I get back with you, will you drop the charges and everything?
What are you talking about?
I think it's a good idea for Caleb to have his parents together. And it would reduce the amount of household chores you'll have as a single parent.
Don't say stupid things that make this entire conversation a waste of time. We're divorcing, and I'm taking custody of Caleb. End of story.
But you told me to come home. You told me you didn't want a divorce.
That was up until the other day. You're no longer necessary to me and Caleb. He's having a good time with his grandparents and me. He doesn't need you.
So mean.
He made a few new friends at school already, too. He comes home every day covered in mud from playing baseball with them. Washing his clothes is a real pain.
I'll wash them for you.
You really think that's going to be enough to change my mind?
Don't be so stubborn!
Your lover, he's aiming to be a stage actor, right? A scandal would really put a dent in his career, so you'd better make sure you both pay the alimony.
You even found out about that?
Anyway, all the relatives have come over, and we're about to have dinner, so I gotta go.
I want to go too!
If you show up, then Aunt Lisa's guard dog will be waiting in the yard to greet you.
Ugh, no way, I hate dogs.
Then don't come anywhere near our place. Goodbye, Andrea.
Wait, don't go yet. We're not done talking.
After that, I filed for divorce through my attorney. It didn't take long before the divorce was finalized. She gave up her custodial rights pretty easily. I'm glad that we didn't have to go through the whole manipulation thing. Andrea's lover was surprised that she suddenly went to court. His lawyers have negotiated a settlement. They said that they would pay the full amount if we dropped the lawsuit. I guess he didn't want his future to be damaged. I decided to comply with this, but Andrea's case is different. She was sure to run away, so I wanted to take her to court and get a sentencing. I wanted to be in a position to foreclose on her if she didn't pay. Everything went according to my plan when it came to the division of property. Andrea was ordered to pay $50,000. She also had to pay $30,000 for vandalizing the company car. Andrea's parents called her a disgrace and cut her off. Last I heard, she was working in some shady club, faking her age. I can't say I feel too sorry for her, though. She pays $1,200 a month along with child support. Caleb used to be a quiet boy who lacked confidence, but since coming out here to live with me and his grandparents, he seems to have brightened up. We may be living in the remote countryside now, but it's a good life out here. I'm gonna be there for my son and make as many memories with him as I can.
Hey! Why did you hit my son? That's not how we handle things in my family. Because he was being naughty. I'm just disciplining him like a good aunt should. You should be thanking me for showing him the difference between right and wrong. Hal is 4 years old. You can just scold him and he'll get the message. There's no need to hit him. What did he do anyway? There's nothing that he could have done to deserve being slapped. He knocked over his glass of orange juice. That's what. What? That's all? You slapped him over a glass of spilled orange juice? Hey, it got all over my brand new outfit, so I have good reason to be upset. He needs to learn to be respectful and careful around us adults. You know, we had to take him to the emergency room because of what you did to him. When you smacked him, you hit him so hard that he banged his head on the wall and now he has a lump there. Oh, come on now. You're exaggerating a bit, aren't you? I didn't hit him that hard. Hey, you don't have kids yet, so you couldn't possibly understand what this is like. What this feels like. Seeing your child bandaged up with an injured head and lying on a bed in the emergency room is something that you don't ever want to experience. Believe me. It's every parent's nightmare. Well, that's what they do in an emergency room. Treat people with injuries. So you took him to the right place. Where are you now? We need to talk face to face. I left the house because I was pretty sure that you'd be angry about all this. It looks like I was right. Jeannie, you have physically abused and injured my son, and I will be reporting it to the police. I just want to let you know that. You're going to report your own sister to the police? You're kidding, right? It's not like I beat him up or something. I talked to Hal and he told me that this wasn't the first time that you've done this to him. He says you've done it a few times before, too. Oh, why, that little brat. He's telling stories. What on earth are you thinking? Doing that to a little kid and then forbidding him from mentioning it to anyone. That's child abuse, you know. He's gotten a little big for his britches. That's the problem. Someone needs to teach him some respect and manners. And I'd appreciate it if you stop blaming me for your own failings as a parent. Thank you very much. Excuse me? What are you even talking about? That's right. I I have no doubt that you being a single mother is the reason why Hal has turned into such a little brat. He needs a father around or someone else to train him. You're blaming me for that? You know as well as I do that I had nothing to do with becoming single. My husband died. It wasn't like I had a choice in the matter. It's not as if I just decided to divorce him or something. I'm a widow. Yeah. Don't remind me. I'm already annoyed enough by you squatting here with us like you're homeless or something. You and your brat have worn out your welcome, you know. Hey, it's not like this is your house or anything, Jeannie. It's Mom and Dad's house. Plus, I'm putting $700 a month in for living expenses here, and Mom and Dad aren't losing any money because of Hal and me staying here. You're not paying anything. You don't pay rent. You don't pay for any utilities. You don't even contribute to the food budget, and Mom cooks for you and feeds you every day. Why should I pay anything? This is my house that I grew up in. It's my home and I'm their baby. Are you nuts? Me paying them anything is completely out of the question. You are really beyond help, Jeannie. Just come back here right now because I'm calling the police and they're going to want to talk to you. You're nuts. Why would you do that? You're completely overreacting to this. Because you committed a crime against my son. That's why. And no, I'm not overreacting at all. Hey, all I did was discipline my nephew. It's nothing that doesn't happen all over the world every day. Fine. You can tell that to the police. They'll be wanting to hear your side of the story, I'm sure. No thanks. The police make me sick. Keep those pigs away from me. Grow up and start acting like an adult already. You're not in high school hanging out with the bad boys anymore. You're 29 years old and you're still sponging off our parents. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest. I don't know how you look at yourself in the mirror, to be honest. Oh, really? Well, you're the last person that I want to be lectured by about that. I mean, you're even older than me, and yet here you are, back at home and with your brat's son in tow, no less. Look, if you don't come back here right now and talk to the police, they're going to go looking for you, you know. That's what they do. Anyway, I'm sick of getting lectured all the time by everyone at home. This is a perfect reason for me to leave. I've been thinking about doing that anyway. I've had enough of all this. None of you respect or understand me. So you're going to run away? You want to be a fugitive from the law and be estranged from your family? Which direction should I go? North, south, east, or west? The world is my oyster. I feel like a change of scene is just what I need. Then I can find happiness. Yeah, that's the ticket. And how is a mooch like you ever going to afford to pick up and move to a totally new place? Where is that money going to come from? Oh, I found Dad's secret cash stash and I grabbed it. That'll last me a while. He didn't hide it very well. So now you're adding theft to your list of offenses. You're a real piece of work. Huh? Oh, come on. You know as well as I do that there are no crimes among family. It's all good. This will break Dad's heart, you know. How much of his hard-earned money did you take from him? I think there's about 10 grand here, probably. I knew he had some socked away somewhere, but I didn't think it was this much. Give it back to him right now. He worked hard for that money. What? You're acting like this is your money. It's not, you know. It's my money now. Finders keepers. Anyways, sooner or later, I'm going to get his money as inheritance, right? I mean, that goes without saying, right? I'm just thinking of this as an early withdrawal. It's not unreasonable. Wow. You really have no moral compass at all, do you? Do you actually believe what you're saying? Ugh. Enough with the morality lectures already. I get it. I'm a bad person and you're the best daughter, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to go and live my life the way I want to, on my terms. So you can just go and preach to someone who cares. Okay? Fine. You and I are done. I'm washing my hands of you, and I hope Mom and Dad do the same thing. My name is Alice. I'm 35 years old. My husband, Brandon, passed away suddenly about a year ago. Since then, my son Hal and I have been staying with my parents, who graciously decided to take us in, with the understanding that I would contribute to the household budget and that it wouldn't be a permanent situation. It was just starting to seem like Hal was doing better dealing with the loss of his father when my sister Jeannie started physically abusing him, causing him yet more trauma. I had no choice but to confront her and report her for what she had done. Jeannie completely disappeared shortly after that conversation. Calling her cell phone was no use because her number had been disconnected. The police weren't much help in looking for her either. My parents were worried about her, but they eventually decided to just let it be. After all, Jeannie was an adult and she would be able to take care of herself. 5 years passed with barely a word from her or about her, but then, one day, I got a text message from a number that I didn't recognize. Lo and behold, it was a message from Jeannie. Hey, stranger! Long time no talk. How are you? Jeannie? Where on earth have you been and what have you been doing? We've all been wondering what happened to you. Well, where should I start? I moved out to the countryside and got married, for starters. Then I got pregnant, found out my husband was cheating on me, and divorced him. I guess that about sums it up. Wait, you have a child now? Yep. Well, not quite yet, actually. I'm about 6 months along right now. So you need to get me and the baby a nice gift. Huh? Is that all you have to say after all this time? You just want a present for being pregnant? Isn't there anything else? What do you mean? I don't get it. I'm talking about what happened 5 years ago. You disappeared right after that and you've been hiding out ever since. What? You're still holding a grudge about that little misunderstanding? Of course I am. You seriously harmed my son and you never even apologized for it, much less made amends. Oh, come on. You must be over that by now. All I did was smack him around a little. What are you even thinking? Hal is still traumatized by what you did to him. He's been in several kinds of therapy for 5 years now because of you, you know. Wow. Really? That seems a little excessive, don't you think? Excessive? No, not in the least. He has what's known as traumatic epilepsy, and the cause of it is what you did to him. He sometimes actually goes into convulsions. But he's still alive and kicking, right? That's good at least. You know what they say? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? How can you be so dismissive about this? I can't even begin to understand what's going on in that head of yours. Look, I'll take care of him. How about that? I'll be his caregiver and nursemaid. What do you think? That would work out great since I'm going to be home again soon. It's like the stars just aligned or something. Wait, what? You're coming back here? Is that what you said? Why are you suddenly doing this? Yes, you heard me right. And it's because I've decided to have my baby back home in the house where you and I were both born. Isn't that great? It'll be awesome. Huh? I can't even. And, well, since I'm going back home to stay for a while, I guess you could call it homecoming. You used to ridicule me and call me a parasite for doing exactly the same thing after Brandon died, and now you do this? Did I really? Well, whatever. Forget about that. Times have changed and I'm pregnant, so I'm going to need your help, Alice. You have child-rearing experience, and I'm going to need a lot of advice from you. I still haven't forgiven you for what you've done, Jeannie. I don't know if I ever will. I don't think I want to be of any advice or assistance to someone who feels no guilt for what they've done and who has no desire to make amends for it. Good lord, that's cold. Why can't you just let it go and move on? You're about to have a brand new niece or nephew. Aren't you excited about that? If you were a good sister, I'd be a lot more excited about it. But, sadly, that's not the case. And I question your fitness to raise a child, to be honest. Wow, that hurts. You really know how to make me mad, sis. Just for that, I'm going to have to make sure that you and Hal are out on your ears as soon as possible. Excuse me? How long are you planning to squat there at Mom and Dad's place anyway? Once I come back, that situation is over. Mark my words. I'll get the two of you out of there if it's the last thing I do. Oh, really? Go ahead and do your worst then. Don't underestimate me just because I'm pregnant. Like I said, go ahead and do your worst. You're clearly just as dumb as you've always been, so I'm not worried. I'll make sure that you regret this. Where the heck are Mom and Dad? They don't answer my calls or texts. And when I call the landline at the house, it says that it's been disconnected. What's going on? I thought they'd be here to pick me up when my flight landed. And where are you trying to go exactly? Duh! I'm going home! Home? There is no home anymore, Jeannie. Oh, don't try to fool me with some elaborate lie. If you're talking about Mom and Dad's place, it's long gone. There's nothing there anymore but the foundations. What are you talking about? All there is an empty lot in the place where that house used to be. Huh? Why? What happened? Was there a fire? When Hal had to go to the hospital 5 years ago and was diagnosed with his traumatic epilepsy, Dad was really, really mad at you. Just like I was. So he was mad. So what? What does that have to do with the house being gone? Well, Dad knew that you'd come back here someday, acting like nothing had ever happened between you and me and Hal. So he decided that, when that day came, he'd make sure that you had no place to come back to. It's his way of teaching you a lesson and showing you the error of your ways. You're telling me that he destroyed the house just to teach me a lesson? I'm his daughter! Well, it seems like he doesn't really feel that way about you anymore, Jeannie. That's just unbelievable! I'm heavily pregnant and suddenly I have nowhere to go when I come back to give birth in my hometown? I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you. Fine. Where are they living now? Tell me that at least. Oh, they bought a new condo and that's where they've been living for a while now. What, just the two of them? Yep, I got married 2 years ago, so I'm not living with them anymore. You got married again? To who? I married the doctor who's been treating Hal. Ooh, a doctor! That's so cool. I bet he's loaded and you guys are set up really well now, huh? What? Why do you ask? I ask because I need to rent an apartment now and I need money. Lend me a little, will you? Sorry, but I don't have any money to lend to strangers. Strangers? Come on! I'm your one and only sibling! Anyway, you don't need to rent an apartment. Of course I do. I need somewhere to live. You very well might be going to jail, so you won't have to worry about having a roof over your head or where your next meal is coming from. You'll have 3 hots and a cot. Why would I go to jail? You committed a crime when you abused my son. But he's fine now, isn't he? I told you already, didn't I? He's still suffering because of what you did to him. That's why he's still being treated. And even if he weren't still suffering and he was fine, I still wouldn't forgive you for what you did to him. But why? Why? Because I still get so angry that I could spit just thinking about how my Hal had to go to the hospital because his mentally unstable aunt was abusing him. He did nothing wrong at all to deserve what you did to him. Oh my God. Give it a rest already. Fine. Consider it rested. I'll just say goodbye to you now. Wait! Are you, Mom and Dad, really all disowning me? Yes. None of us want anything to do with you anymore.
You're really willing to do that to me when I'm pregnant and I've been kicked out of the house by my cheating husband? Isn't that just a little bit too cruel? Both to me and to my baby?
You know, your husband told me a really different story than what you're telling me, Jeannie.
Huh? Why would you be talking to my husband?
About 6 months ago, I got a call from a number that I didn't recognize. When I answered the phone, it was your husband, Harvey.
That's sneak. He must have looked at my phone while I wasn't paying attention.
He told me that you didn't want him contacting us, but that he wanted to at least introduce himself and let us know that he would be taking care of you. He seemed very sincere and honest to me. I was surprised that you managed to find such a nice guy, to be honest.
He had no right.
But then, when you told me that you were coming home again to have your baby and all that, I talked to him again. This time, it was me who reached out to him. I thought that, if you two were really getting divorced, I should at least wish him well and thank him for being so polite and friendly to me before. But then a funny thing happened. He told me that it wasn't him who cheated. It was you. And not only that, but also that the baby you're carrying isn't his, it's someone else's. What a shock.
The baby is Harvey's. He just won't believe me when I tell him that.
You guys did a DNA test, didn't you?
Meh. You can't trust all that scientific stuff.
Well, we can definitely trust it more than we trust you.
He keeps talking about paternity suits and settlements and all that kind of stuff. So I took off because I don't want to deal with any of that. How was I supposed to know that you've been in touch with him?
He even went and bought a nice new condominium for his family and everything. And it was all for nothing. He was actually crying when I was talking to him on the phone.
I thought I'd found a great financial supporter, but he turned out to be a little too sharp and he caught on to me.
Did you think that you were going to get away with playing with his feelings and taking advantage of him like that?
Well, I didn't get away with it, did I? That's why I'm here now. You have to give me shelter, Sis.
No, I don't think so. From here on out, I have a policy of non-involvement with you and your life.
Don't be such a grudge holder, Sis. Let's make up and be friends.
Making up is for people who have some kind of relationship with each other. You and I have no relationship to each other anymore.
That's so cruel.
First off, you need to return the money that you stole from Dad.
But I can't do that because I don't have it.
If you don't do that, we are never speaking again. I promise you that. I'm texting with you now out of the goodness of my heart because I'm a kind person. But I have no problem blocking you forever right now if you don't cooperate.
Please, lawsuits, childbirth. I'm being hit with too many things all at once and I can't keep them all straight.
Just handle them one at a time. Every one of them is your doing, so... You're over 30 years old now. Get your act together.
No, this isn't right. I plan to spend a relaxing time at home with Mom and Dad before and after the delivery.
There's no relaxing when you have a baby or when you raise a child, Jeannie. Don't be foolish.
If I knew everything was going to play out like this, I never would have gotten pregnant.
Please, Jeannie. Please love that child and be a good mother to it. That's the last thing I'll ask of you, as your sister.
Alice, don't just leave me like this.
Start with loving and taking care of your own baby, Jeannie. Then that child will love you too. Do that and someday you'll understand the true meaning of family. And who knows? When that day comes, maybe the situation with the rest of your family will be different. That's all that I can say about this right now.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that all means.
You'll understand someday, I hope. Until then, hang in there with the pregnancy and the delivery. It's going to be really painful, I'll tell you that up front.
Please don't leave me.
Shortly after that, with nowhere to go and nobody to turn to, Jeannie sought shelter at the local police station, where she was booked and charged. The judge at her trial found her guilty and she received a suspended sentence with 5 years probation. 4 months after giving birth, Jeannie started to get help from the state with raising her child, and she was able to start working. She owes her former husband money from their divorce settlement in addition to the money she still has to pay back to our father and the money she needs to raise her child. So she will be living a very frugal life and working long hours for a long, long time. She has undoubtedly learned some very hard lessons from all this. Becoming a parent changes one's perspective, and it's safe to say that Jeannie is making attempts, in her own way, to reconcile with her family in order to give her baby a good life. For my part, I'll never forgive her for what she did to my Hal. But I do think that I should at least recognize the effort that she's making. And speaking of Hal, his epilepsy has improved by leaps and bounds due to the treatment that he's received. Either that or it's because he recently got the gift of a little sister.
God, can you get out of my parents' house? You're a total stranger. You don't belong there.
What? What are you talking about? Are you sure you have the right number? It's me, Chelsea. Lewis's wife.
I know who you are. Just because you're married to Lewis doesn't make you anything special in my eyes. I hope you know that. You have no right to live with my parents. I need you to move out right now. I feel so bad for them. They deserve better.
I don't really know what to say to that. You've never said anything like this before. What happened?
You don't have a job and you have 2 children. You're nothing but unnecessary baggage. Do you not think about how much stress you're causing my parents? They're too old to be looking after 3 extra people.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a job. And I look after my children all by myself, too.
Stop lying. Every time I visit, you're holed up in your room doing nothing.
I work from home. That's pretty normal nowadays. I'm sure you've heard of it before.
That's such an obvious lie. Don't even bother. Why would anyone hire you? You can't even do anything. You're unemployed. You really don't deserve to live in a house. It's not fair at all. My husband works harder than anyone I know, and we only live in an apartment. Does that sound fair to you? I know you're just playing friendly with them so you can get my dad's money when he dies. You're disgusting.
I'm not unemployed and I'm not after anyone's money. Also, I don't know how much money you think your dad has, but trust me, I'm not after it.
Whatever. I need you to stop burdening my amazing mom and dad. They deserve better than that. I've made it my mission to get you out of there. I can't stand you living there for another minute. I mean, if you don't have a job, why don't you go and live with my brother in Florida? He's your husband. Isn't it his job to look after you? I'm angry at him too, by the way.
Lewis is only going to be there for another 6 months. There's no point in both of us moving around like that. Especially not when we have 2 children. Such a big change wouldn't be good for their development. They won't be able to make real friends. We live near a really good school and a really good park for them to play in. It just wouldn't be fair on them. I know how much you love talking about how fair things are.
You say that, but I know you just want to live an easy life. You want to make my mom do all your dirty work. Actually, my husband is being transferred abroad for work. He's really, really good at his job.
Oh, really? That's amazing. Good for him. Where's he moving to?
Yep. They're sending him to England for a few years. He's going to live in London. But that's not important right now. I want to move in with my parents while he's gone. That means you're in my way.
You can't just decide something like that all by yourself. There aren't any empty rooms left.
I know. That's why I'm telling you to get out. If you leave, I can move in. I'm their actual daughter. They'd be much happier living with me than you. I'm sure you know that too. You and your annoying little kids are nothing but a nuisance.
Did your mom and dad say that to you?
I can tell without asking. I'm their daughter, after all. I know them well enough to figure that out. Just hurry up and get out already.
My name is Chelsea. I'm a 41-year-old mother of two. I'm living with my husband's parents while he travels for work. I'm not unemployed. I work freelance as an illustrator. My sister-in-law, Kate, is 38. Her husband is quite rich with a good job. Every time I see her, she brags about him. I don't like her very much. She's quite mean and is often selfish. She's never saved money in her life. If she wants something, she buys it, no matter the price. She always looks down on me, and every conversation ends up being about how amazing she is. I've never once heard her worry about her parents before. I didn't even think she really cared about them. I had no idea what to do. I never knew how to handle her when she was being this selfish. It was almost impossible to change her mind when she made it up. I knew that she'd try to move in no matter what we did. Chelsea! Something weird is going on. I'm so confused. Oh, I'm sorry. It's really noisy here, so I can't pick up. What's the matter? I'm sorry, too. I know you're busy. You don't have to pick up. I'm just a little bit panicked right now. I really don't know what to do. It's okay. I probably won't be able to talk for a while, but I can text just fine. Did something happen? What do you mean by weird? I thought you were going out today, too. I was! I just got home 5 minutes ago and Kate is here! I'm sorry, I don't really know where to start. I'm all over the place right now. What? Kate is? Calm down and tell the story from the very start. Take some deep breaths. Have a drink of water. I can't help if I don't know what's going on. Does this have something to do with her wanting to move in with us? Did she tell you about this? I really have no idea what's going on. Yes, she said her husband is moving abroad for a few years, so she wants to live here instead. What? Did she really say that? And she wants me to take the children and move in with Louis while she's here. I told her that isn't good for them, but she doesn't seem to care. She was very persistent. I knew she'd try something no matter what I said. I see. I haven't heard any of this. I'm sorry. I wish you'd at least mentioned her plan to me. No, you don't have anything to apologize for. It's not your fault. She's like a whirlwind. There's no stopping her when she sets her course. I really don't know how to say no to her. I couldn't do it this time either. What happened? Is she there right now? She was. She was in the yard when I got there. She'd put all your belongings into trash bags. Wait, what? Why? I don't know. I tried to ask her, but she said you already knew about it. She wouldn't explain anything. She kept throwing them out of the front door. The front lawn was full of them when I arrived. Where is she now? I got there just as she was leaving the house. She said she was taking the children to Florida. Wait. She's taking my kids to Florida? But they're supposed to be at school right now. Yeah, I have no idea what she's thinking or how she got a hold of the kids. There's no way the school would let her take them. Anyway, I'll try to get in contact with their teacher as soon as possible. Please do. I'm sorry for not being able to help at all. Kate. All she ever does is cause trouble for people. I spoiled her too much. I really did. What a mess. I'll message you later. Hey, Kate! Are you with my kids right now?
Oh, Chelsea, it's you. You always hear about things so quickly.
Did my mom tell you? I can't believe you'd call the school pretending to be me. You do know that's kidnapping, right?
I really didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Perfectly. I guess the teacher who picked up didn't really know you well enough. She really thought I was you. I'm glad all the schools in this city are huge. If the teacher had actually known you, I never would have succeeded.
Do you know how serious this is? Do you understand what you've actually done?
Of course I understand. I'm the one who did it. I told them your mom had collapsed, so you were sending me to pick them up. I should have become an actress. I really wish you could have seen it.
You do understand the concept of right and wrong, don't you? You know, kidnapping is not just morally objectionable, but actually illegal, right?
Don't say that. I'm doing all this out of the kindness of my heart, you know? Driving all that way with 2 kids would be very tiring for you. I'm only taking them to their father's house anyway. What's so bad about that? I can send you my location, if you want.
Are my kids okay? Do they know where you're taking them?
Of course they are. Do you really think I'd do something to them? I'm lovely with children. They're both really excited to see their father for the first time in months. Don't you think this will be good for them? They should be living with their father.
Well, I'm glad they're okay at least. But don't take your eyes off them. Not even for a second. If anything happens to them, I'll never forgive you.
I know. They'll be fine. By the way, I know Mom probably told you everything already, but I left all your stuff in the front lawn. I didn't want to leave the kids out in the cold for too long, so I brought them myself. Anyway, hurry and pick up the rest of your luggage, okay? You should try and get here as soon as you can.
I told you I'm not moving to Florida, okay? None of us are. Stop being so selfish and actually listen to people when they speak. And I don't like you talking about my children like they're luggage, too. They're not.
You're the selfish one, forcing yourself into my parents' house and refusing to leave. Someone's coming to deliver all my stuff to the house tomorrow. That means there won't be any space left for you or your children. Which means you need to get out. Now. I don't know how many times I need to say this, but you do not belong in a house. Especially one that belongs to my father. I'm the one who deserves to live there. I'm their actual daughter. Unlike you.
Fine. If that's what you want. Good luck, I guess.
What's gotten into you all of a sudden? Have you finally realized I'm right? I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Yes, I'll move out. I promise. And I'll let you in on a little secret, too.
What secret? I bet it really has nothing to do with me.
Oh, but it does. The truth is, I'm the one who pays the mortgage.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said to me. Oh, you're really not a good liar. I don't believe you even for a second.
I'm not lying. And your parents aren't that rich, you know?
What? Are you trying to pick a fight with me? We've been a wealthy family since I was a child. Don't make fun of me.
Yes, they used to be wealthy. But they aren't anymore. But after you got married and became unable to think about anything but your lovely new rich husband, your parents got caught up in a scam. They lost everything. They probably told you already, but you never seem interested in anything they have to say. You talk about how they're your precious parents, but all that's precious to you is the money they gave you.
Wait, what? No one ever told me about that. Don't lie to me.
I'm sorry, but it's true. I hate to be the breaker of bad news. Obviously, they tried to get rid of the house.
I just don't believe you. They love that apartment. You can see the sea right out of the window. They said they'd always live there.
I know. That's why I offered to pay for it instead. I wanted them to be able to live in the place they loved so much.
And how are you supposed to do that when you're not even employed? There's no way you're not lying.
I hope you know I make $10,000 a month.
$10,000?
Yes, $10,000 a month. I'm a freelance illustrator. But I don't really need all that money at all, especially not when Louis works too. So I decided to help your parents out financially instead. They were the ones who asked me to live with them, not the other way around.
They did?
They felt bad just making me pay the rent and not giving anything back, especially when they had an empty room. I told them I didn't expect anything back, but they insisted. I told your mom about how you wanted to kick me out and move in, and your mom called you the nuisance.
Mom said that about me? What am I supposed to do?
Why don't you just go with your husband? That's what you told me to do, isn't it? You don't have a job or kids, so I don't see the problem.
I lied.
What do you mean you lied?
I lied about him moving abroad. I got kicked out. I have nowhere to go.
What do you mean?
He got angry at me for using all of his money.
What does he mean by all of it?
He used to give me a huge allowance, but recently he hasn't been giving me as much. It's not fair. How am I supposed to buy things at all?
Wait, are you saying you took and used his money without asking?
It wasn't not fair. He wouldn't let me use any money. What else was I supposed to do? And that's why he kicked me out. He said he wants a divorce. That's not fair at all, right? Don't you feel sorry for me? I did absolutely nothing wrong. I don't deserve to be treated like this. Don't you think he's evil?
No, he's completely in the right. You got what you deserve, in my opinion. Wouldn't you be angry if he spent all your money without asking? I knew you were immature, but I didn't know you were this much of a child. Even if you're married, it doesn't mean you can just take money out of his bank account. He could probably sue you for that. Sorry, but you're in the wrong here, Kate.
Wait, really?
Yes. I think you should accept his terms of divorce because if you don't, it'll only get worse for you. I can't believe you lied like that. You even said he was going to move in too eventually.
I knew you wouldn't leave if I didn't say that.
I mean, I didn't plan to leave either way. But you're right. I was wrong. So I'll do as you ask. I'll move out of the house. You can live there if you want. But I want you to promise that you won't try to have anything to do with me anymore. We're strangers from now on. You've already shown me that you don't see me as family. Let's just keep it that way. Oh, I do have one more thing to ask you.
What is it?
You have to pay the rent, the bills, and buy all the food and other daily essentials. And when your mom and dad are too old to look after themselves, I want you to promise that you'll put them in the best care home or hospital available.
Oh, wait. Why do I have to do all that? I don't have that sort of money.
Then you can't live there. I'm not going to give it to you for free.
You know I've never worked before. I don't know how to. How do you expect me to look after them with no income? I bet you're laughing at me right now. I bet you think this is really funny. I can't believe you'd abandon me like this.
Sorry, I'm just an unrelated stranger. There's nothing I can do to help.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. We're like sisters, aren't we? We're legally related. You know that. You can't deny it. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have treated you like that. Please forgive me. I'll bring the kids back to you right now. And then I'll put all your stuff back where it was. Please forgive me. And let me live with you.
No, don't do that. Take the kids to their dad's place. They seem to like you. And you said it yourself. They can't wait to see their father again. It wouldn't be fair to bring them back without letting them see him first. Do you want to break their hearts? They deserve better than that.
I understand. I'll take them. I promise. I'll do anything you say.
Good. Thank you. When you've done that, come back here immediately. I want you to put all of my stuff back where it was.
Okay.
I'm glad you understand. Good luck.
If I do that, will you let me live with you? Chelsea? Are you there? Please reply! Please! I'll do anything! Please don't ignore me!
After that, Kate took the kids to Florida and explained everything to my husband. He told me they arrived safely and were very excited to see him after so long. Kate drove back as fast as she could. When she got back, she was surprised to find that both of her parents were very angry at her. She wasn't used to her kind father and her usually timid mother shouting at her like that. Usually, they just did everything she said without asking. They both said they no longer wanted anything to do with her. They told me she cried the entire time she was taking my stuff out of the trash bags. I got home soon later and gave her a single bag full of my old brand handbags and shoes and told her to sell them. She had nothing else left in the world. As much as I didn't like her, I didn't want to leave her like that. She was very grateful. She held that bag like her life depended on it. Maybe it did. She ran to the store faster than lightning. I didn't tell her that my children had scribbled all over some of those items with big permanent markers. Ah, well, she should have at least made a bit of money. My husband is the only one who still keeps in touch with her. He always was the only one who was able to say no to her. Apparently, her ex-husband agreed not to take any action against her as long as she paid him back the money she stole from him. I never heard the amount myself, but it must have been a lot, because now she works around 15 hours a day, doing any job that will take her. Most days she works at a convenience store in the morning and then in a bar at night. On the weekends, she works as a waitress and a shop clerk. She lives in a tiny little apartment and is apparently very lonely. Sometimes she still messages me begging me to lend her money or to let her move in with us, but I ignore every single one of them. I'm a total stranger, after all.